Welcome to On Deck with the Ketts, the official show of the Cotuit Kettleers, taking you through everything happening around Lowell Park and all throughout the village. Now here is your Cotuit media team for this episode of On Deck with the Ketts. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of On Deck with the Ketts. I'm Jake Starr, your host and one of the broadcasters for the Cotuit Kettleers this upcoming season. Today, I'm super excited to be joined for the first time by another one of our broadcasters, Rylee. Rylee, super excited to have you on today.
Thanks, Jake. Really thrilled to be joining you today and looking forward to today's episode and the upcoming season in just a few short months. Also, most importantly, just want to say thank you to Ryan for taking the time to sit down with us today. I think it's important to note before we get started that in some of the previous postings for some episodes, saw quite a few comments from some of the viewers about how much they're looking forward to an episode from you specifically. So thanks again for taking the time to sit down with us today.
Thank you guys for having me. Glad we can get those fans
what they want.
And I think some of the best hair of any podcast guest that we have had so far this year. So I think without any further ado, we can kind of jump into it here. And we'll kind of, take you back a little bit, Ryan. We'll, Ryan Deo was a reliever for the Ketts last summer. And we'll kind of, go back a little bit to early on in your playing days. I wanted to ask you, what was your baseball upbringing like? And when did you know that you would be able to play at the next level?
So I come from a big baseball family, not necessarily players, but fans. I'm wearing a Cubs hat now. We're all big Cubs fans. And just growing up, always going to games. I'm from New York, so we would catch them in New York when they were playing the Mets. And just being around the game and then playing at the next level, I'd say throughout high school, as I fell more in love with like fine-tuning my game and wanting to take my career to that college level, then yeah, I'd say it's when I knew around high school.
And then talking more specifically about your collegiate experience in particular, you mentioned you're from New York, but what was your journey like getting to Southern New Hampshire University where you play today? What were some of the biggest factors for you in the recruiting process and what ultimately brought you there?
Well, the biggest thing for me was finding a school that I liked and finding a home for the next 4 years. And I settled on Southern New Hampshire. The moment I stepped on campus, I loved everything about it. Chose to go there, play first base, not even catch, and didn't work out. Transferred to junior college, Herkimer, out in central New York, and then ended up coming back to Southern New Hampshire as a catcher. So that just shows how much I love that school. I left and came back and really just wanted to stay there.
Obviously, you talked about your love for Southern New Hampshire, how you went back there after playing a little bit at Herkimer. So, let's talk more about your time at Southern New Hampshire so far. What's that been like, obviously, post the transfer coming back? What's that experience been like playing there?
Well, with COVID, it's tough. I haven't really gotten my licks yet. I'm very fortunate that I got to play behind two fantastic catchers in Marcus Chavez and Dakota Mulcahy, who are some of the best catchers that our program's seen. So my time on the field hasn't been that great yet. I still have time to make my impact, but just being able to learn from them and then learn from Coach Scott and just the environment of a winning team, it's been great for my career.
And now talking more specifically about the Cape, how did it feel for you when you got your call from Cotuit? What was going through your mind when you found out you had the opportunity to play there?
Well, it started off just bullpen catching. I'm a weird one. I love to catch bullpens. Love helping pitchers out. And then when my buddy came up to me and said that they needed a bullpen catcher, I jumped all over it because I saw the opportunity and just being around guys at that level and getting to practice every day, catch all their bullpens and just really see what that next level player, what they're capable of. It was a great experience for me and it was an opportunity I couldn't pass up.
Now, Ryan, we kind of start to dive into last summer as a whole. Is there a particular game or moment that stands out to you from last summer at Cotuit?
Yeah, definitely my first appearance on the mound. It was my birthday, my 21st birthday. We're playing against Chatham. I'd never pitched before. Coach saw me messing around in the bullpen the week prior. He loved what he saw. I threw a bullpen for him. And sure enough, I was on the mound. We had a little bit of a run deficit that we were chasing, but I came in. I struck two batters out. Walked one, but overall clean inning. And I just remember watching all the guys come out of the dugout, giving me high fives. Just that feeling of striking someone out. It's really unmatched, especially in a ballpark like that in Chatham. So it's got that historic value to it. And yeah, definitely an experience I'll never forget.
So we just talked a little bit about how you made your collegiate pitching debut with Cotuit, and even more unique coming in as a sidearm for the Kettleers. So after predominantly catching that whole summer, what was it like for you being on the opposite side now? And then on top of that, you mentioned the game against Chatham. So how did it feel when you struck out Max Romero in that game? And what was going through your mind during that moment?
So starting with how it felt pitching sidearm, switching from catching, it was definitely a big change. Starting off in the bullpen, I was kind of seen as the guy the pitchers do long toss with. So my arm was hanging. So somehow throwing sidearm didn't affect it though. It didn't hurt it. So I just started messing around doing that. And so that change was fairly easy for me to make. And then, striking out Max Romero, I remember we knew I was going to have to face him coming up in that spot. We knew it was a pretty good chance it was going to happen. And I remember joking to Hamilton Oliver. I'm like, don't worry, man. I got him for you. I know he hit two off you, but I got him. Just messing around with him. And then, actually doing it. Really crazy. I don't even know what was going on at that point when I'm pitching. I was blacked out. I was just on the rubber trying to throw it in the strike zone,
After 3 home runs from him as well. So quite the debut for you.
Yeah.
For sure. So playing on the Cape is known to be an amazing opportunity to play alongside some of the best. What did it feel like getting to play on the Cape? And also along with that, we mentioned before with the best as well, you do have some of the best hair in the CCL. So how does that feel for you as well?
I'm glad that I was able to make an impact on my summer in Cotuit. It's an experience that it's really unforgettable. It's a once in a lifetime thing for someone like me. That's why I'm so happy I was able to get in. The fans love my story. Some of them love my hair. It was just all around an unforgettable experience for me. Can't wait to come back.
And you reflect on last summer as a whole, Ryan. Obviously, did some catching, did some pitching, but when you look at your game as a whole, what aspect grew the most about it throughout last summer?
Physically, not much, I would say, but mentally, I was able to learn from some of the best, and that's the direction that I'm choosing to take my career. I just accepted an internship as the director of analytics for the Keene Swamp Bats, the NECBL. So I've just been able to take everything I learned from my summer in Cape Cod, learning from the great coach Mike Roberts, and then all these players who are, on to bigger and better things in the game, just pick their brains, see how I can help them out in my future in baseball, and just overall increase my knowledge for the game.
And like you just mentioned, talking about Coach Roberts, learning from one of the best, what was it like learning under him? I specifically, when I was watching some of the interviews from last season, it's so evident his love for the game and for his players as well. So what was it like learning from him, and what are some things that you'll take with you going into Southern New Hampshire into your spring season with them?
Coach Roberts is a very admirable man. He showed up every day that summer at the field, 4, 6, 8 hours a day, same energy every single day. And I just think that's something that we should all take a look at and understand that, you find something that you love. It's just, you can do it every day. No question about it with the same love. And that's something I'm definitely going to take in my season. Just try to love every second of it. It doesn't last forever. It's just really try to soak it in.
Now, moving back to, your time at Southern New Hampshire, obviously I haven't played a ton there yet, but looking both short-term and long-term, what are some of your goals, throughout your time there and really as your time as a player moving forward?
I'm really just looking to make an impact. Any way that I can, whether it's on the field, in the bullpen, helping pitchers, helping them nail down what they need to work on mentally, physically, or I've never been too oriented on playing time, or I'm just really looking to help in any way that I can. So kind of help my teammates. That's my real goal.
And now what are you looking to improve upon the most going into 2022 and coming back to Cotuit?
Coming back to Cotuit, I'm looking to visit. I saw the Coop is coming to help at the at Lowell Park this year. I think that's really exciting. That's my favorite spot. I was there every day, and just really take in that vibe that Lowell Park brings. It's really special. It really is. The fans coming out the trees and filling up the bleachers. It's really like nothing I ever seen before. So I'm just really excited to come back and take it all in from the other side of the fence.
One last question for you before we wrap this up. You mentioned the Coop and obviously the exciting news that they're coming to Lowell Park this summer. What's your go-to order when you go to the Coop?
Oh, chicken parm sub every day. Spent all of my camp check on it. Put it right back into the community. One of the greatest chicken parm subs I ever had. Got to try one next year.
It sounds really good. I think that might be my order when I get up there in May. But Ryan, first of all, big thank you for hopping on the podcast today with Rylee and myself. And as always, best of luck with everything moving forward. Thank you guys so much. So big thank you to Ryan Deo for hopping on deck with the Ketts today on behalf of my co-host and Kettleer's broadcaster, Rylee Pay. I'm Jake Starr signing off. Big thank you everyone for tuning in today, and stay tuned as we wrap up this year and then we head into next year with some exciting Cotuit Kettleer 75th anniversary content coming right up. Have a great holiday season and new year, and we'll see you soon.